Yeah, 1095% battery. Her? Yes.
Dave, can you get in the car and put the seatbelt on, please?
All right, Jasmine.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a bad thing. You're going to be placed under arrest.
Why?
For simple battery.
What you mean simple battery, sir?
Domestic.
What you mean domestic? Can I call? Can I
It was
call?
on video.
Can I call? Can I call? I got video too, though. I can show y'all.
You said nothing happened.
No, can I call my mom? Can I call my kids? My kids, my kids.
We're going to let you make a phone call.
Okay, hold on, sir. Please, sir, please. Please. Okay, sir, can I please call? I got to call, please, my kids. My cars.
We got to
My
put you
kids,
in
y'all,
handcuffs
please.
first.
Please. Stop. Y'all, please, my son is right here. Can I please?
Hey,
Stop
resisting.
Stop resisting.
Okay. Can you come here, please? Help. Oh, my God, y'all, really? Really, y'all? Really, y'all gonna do me like this? Can I get my phone, y'all? Can I get my phone? Can you get my phone? Y'all, I didn't do nothing, y'all. I promise. Can y'all please help call my husband? Can you get my phone, sir? My son? And do what? I ain't got no clothes on, y'all. I ain't got no drawers on. I ain't got no drawers on. Oh my God! Somebody help! Phones up to call my mom, sir, please.
All right, you see that look on her face. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Harakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders and teachers of great millstone who rule well and teach well. My name is Brother Hawashai Zion, and I'm doing this video to highlight, these women in America. They're so wicked, and they're false witnesses. A lot of them, these domestic disputes, and you women are in for a rude awakening very shortly when this system collapses and goes down. And it's indicative of the whole collapse in general, because these women have done nothing but sown iniquity. Okay? Now you got this look on your face because you're a false witness that speaks lies. And they had receipts. That's why they put this lady in jail. So she called the police on her boyfriend after she hit him and thought that, she was just going to weaponize the police department. And a lot of women do this. I've had women try to do this to me years ago. Try to say, oh, he's got this on him and he does, he's following me, and lying. And there's no receipts. All right. And, there's been other brothers who've gone through this as well. But bear in mind, she ended up having this on camera, and that's why they put her, in lockup for domestic simple battery. And the guy said it was caught on camera. Okay, so if you're going to call the police, you better make sure that you're authentic and you're not lying, because the Lord hates a false witness. All right, now you're in this position, and I'm going to get into the scriptures in a minute.
Making things harder for us by not letting us put you in the car.
So you was gonna let my car run and just leave the car running while my kids in there?
We're right here.
Can you get my phone, please?
Yes.
Okay, sir, can you call my mom?
See, she's so disheveled because she knows she's wrong, and she's in the wrong. Simply put. So first off, Galatians 6 and 7, be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Okay? And these women, they trust in America. They trust in the American system to try to have their back. But then, as this one has just found out, she basically just pretty much got that judgment herself. Okay? So, matter of fact, let me go to the right scripture. I want to go to, let me go to this. I'm going to go to, sorry, brothers, I got a little bit of allergies going on. Let me go to Proverbs 6. This is definitely the American woman, okay? And when I say that, the American so-called black woman, Hispanic, Native American, and Latino, for the most part, will act like this. And they will try to, not all, obviously, but there's a lot of them that will act like this when you're dating them. and they exude these attributes here. Proverbs 6:6 and 16. These 6 things that the Lord Yahweh hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. Now, the thing that the Lord hates about this situation with this woman is this is a liar. You know what I mean? This right here is a damn lie.
Call my mom, sir, please.
She's a liar. Okay? Because she was caught on camera assaulting somebody. And she said nothing happened. And she had the kids do the same thing. Tell them that nothing happened. Tell them I didn't do anything. Okay, it doesn't work like that. See, nowadays, things are on video. And that's another reason why we film our street preaching. You know what I'm saying? When we're on the streets, because somebody can come up and assault us real quick. You know? In dangerous areas, you don't know the neighborhood. Even on the streets, in the marketplaces, the chief places of concourse, you know, where we go to public parks sometimes, where people are walking by and we're preaching the scriptures, there could be some psychopath walk up and try to assault you, or KKK members or something like that. You don't know what's going on. But that's why we put it on camera. And the cameras don't lie. It's called an objective witness. Okay? And this prevents a false witness from speaking up against. Because remember, with Yahweh Shai, many false witnesses did rise up against him, but they did not agree one with another. So that's why Pontius Pilate had said, look, I've found no wrongdoing for this guy. I can't convict him on nothing because he didn't do anything. So I'm going to turn him over to you. And then, you know, obviously our people are wicked. They just want to see bloodshed. And they would rather, you know, free Barabbas than free the righteous. Because their people are inherently wicked. You know, they're wild by nature. They're the olive tree that's wild by nature. And the Lord made them like that because it's all part of the program. But these women, you got to watch out for them. And that's why you want to, you know, you got to be almost like a corporate job with these women. You have to stay in order and be very careful. Make sure you keep receipts. Don't say anything through text you wouldn't want to be brought out in a courtroom, because these women will turn on a dime on you. They'll turn heel on you, all right? They'll turn up their heel against you. And they'll lie. Believe me when I tell you, because I'm an actual, I don't want to say a survivor of this, but I'm a person who has experienced this. You know, a woman tried to go to the courtroom, try to lie, bring out lies or whatever. Her testimony was just lies when I had receipts. All right. And she tried to lie and say that wasn't her number, that was texting me. and I said, go and show her the number. That is her number. And she said, I think that's Photoshopped. That must be Photoshopped. That's not my number. She was blatantly flat, bold-faced lying up in the courtroom. And they did nothing about it, you know. And I could have appealed certain things and filed for perjury and made a big stink about it and got, you know, but just I don't got time for that. All right, the Lord, the vengeance is of the Lord. All right, I will recompense, saith the Lord. You see, this woman is, again, a false witness, speaking lies. Let's go back to the beginning of this.
Hey. Yeah, 1095%. Her? Yeah.
Yeah, so he just whispered a code to her, probably for instead of 1095. I'm not sure what that represents, but it might be a code for a domestic, and that's why she's about to, you know, she's a liar and she's a domestic. She got it on camera, so.
All right, Jasmine.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a bad thing. You're going to be placed under arrest.
Why?
For simple battery.
What you mean simple battery, sir?
Domestic.
What you mean domestic? Can I call?
It was on video.
Can I call? I got video too, though. I can show y'all.
You said nothing happened?
Yeah, see? Yeah. I got video too now. See, don't deal with women like this, man. All right? The woman's, you know what, is not worth it. All right? Go get you some compliant, nice woman of the other nations, okay? There's such a thing. When these other girls of the other nations are very nice and docile and brought up right. Don't deal with our people like that, man. And if you do, deal with like the Latin tribes or something, like the apostles had taught you. or you're gonna be doing this.
No, can I call my mom? Can I call my kids? My kids, my kids.
We're gonna let you make a phone call.
Okay, hold on, sir. Please, please, sir, please. Please, 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 please. Okay, sir, can I please call? I got to call, please, my kids. My car.
You see how goddamn loud she is? I believe the scripture says, a foolish woman is clamorous and simple. She knoweth nothing, roughly paraphrasing. All right, clamorous means loud and boisterous. All right. Women who are raised right, no, they have shame. They have something called couth. Go look up the word couth. Okay. They have almost a shame. They're shamefaced. They know, oh, I don't want to cause a scene. You see, but the so-called black woman primarily, all right, along with the Hispanic and Native American Latino as well, they act like this too because they get it from the so-called black woman. Okay. Trust me. They're the ringleaders and they act uncouth as well. And they're going to embarrass you at Walmart. Say, babe, you got to get a job. I had one girl say that to me. And I was literally just got let go from a job. This was like 25 years ago. I was like 20 years old. Or 20 years ago. So anyway, she said, oh, you got to get a job, like out in the open. In the middle of, I think we was going out to eat or something. I was taking her out to eat, bear in mind. And she over here, this is my father's longtime friend for years, for like 30 years, up in his diner. And she talking like that in front of, embarrassing me. Because you don't got no goddamn couth. Now bear in mind, I just got let go from a job that shut down. It wasn't even like I got fired. The job shut down. And I was taking a break from working because I've been working, for a long time. And I just wanted to take a couple months to relax. Talking about you need to get a job. And this is a person without a job. The uncouth women. Stay away from them. You'll notice them by their loud, obnoxious behavior, okay? That's not a candidate to deal with. But just anyways.
We gotta
My
put you
kids,
in
y'all,
handcuffs first.
please. Stop it. Y'all, please. What you mean domestic? Can I call?
It was on video.
Can I call?
It was on video, see? It was on video, lady. So what are you? Proverbs 6:16. It says, these 6 things that the Lord Yahweh hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. Yeah, because this guy, imagine the guy go down because you said that he hit you just because you're trying to get back at him. And then he goes to the jail or whatnot, may not have the money to post bail, may not have family like that. And then he ends up dying because he looked at some dude wrong and the dude choked him out in the prison. And he's probably calling for help in the prison. Help, help, I'm getting choked out. And then just loses consciousness and then dies. That blood is on your hands. You're shedding innocent blood. That's the same thing they did. Not the Lord, didn't happen to the Lord. But they said, crucify him to the Lord. And the false witnesses rose up. Yeah, I seen them do it. Imagine how wicked that is. If that did not occur. Okay? This is the type of shit. This is why the Lord's going to come back and he's going to do away with the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Okay? Because they engage in this behavior. One way or another, they do this. So it says, verse number 18, on heart, which is your mind, that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief. And that's exactly what the woman is doing. She's a false witness. She's quick to call the cops. These women are quick to call the police, but then when it backfires on you, oh, now you act like there's some injustice that's been done. Ain't nobody crying for you. You're the one that called the police telling them to lie. And they got it on camera, thank God, right? Thank the Most High that they got it on camera to put her ass in jail. And more of these women need to start, if they don't find no conclusive evidence, they need to start punishing them like they do in basketball. How they have, like, if you challenge and your challenge is not overturned, when you call a timeout, you say, that guy didn't foul him. I'm challenging that. If they don't find conclusive evidence, you get punished. You can't call a timeout. Or you can't challenge the rest of the game. So these women, if you call the police and we don't find no evidence of what you're saying and you wasted our time, we're going to put you in jail. They need to start doing that. But of course not, because the wicked are in power, okay? When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Excuse me, when the wicked in actually no, I did say it correct. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. This is grievous. We gotta have a woman just call up and lie. Oh, well, she said one thing, but the scripture says, out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established. If you don't got 2 people saying something, all right, the exact same thing, then it shouldn't be validated. Oh, he hit me. Well, that's hearsay. That's what they should say. But no, they take the people to jail and they sort it out in courts, make you waste your money. These women are false witnesses and they speak lies. It says, and he that soweth discord among the brethren. So the Lord hates this stuff. And that's why, I'm not going to cry for this lady. Good on her. I'm glad that she got caught, and really deserves the judgment, which she will get. All right. And thank God for them cameras, man.
I got video too, though. I can show y'all.
You said nothing happened?
No, I call my mom. Can I call my kids? My kids.
You see that? Now she's trying to blame her kids for the situation. Lady, you lied. You said nothing happened. Like you didn't do nothing. Okay. And you're the one that committed the assault. And you called the police on the guy. This is one of the most egregious things that can happen here. All right. And she's going to go down for that. There's a lot of bad blood right there.
Please, my kids.
We're going to let you make a phone call.
Okay, hold on, sir. Please, sir, please. Please.
Yeah, now it's please, right? Now it's please. Notice that? Let's try to see here. Proverbs 30 and verse 13. There is a generation, oh, how lofty are their eyes, and their eyelids are lifted up. And that's another word for proud. All right, lofty. These women, they are extremely proud, man. They don't think they can go down. It's a delusion. I believe it's called delusion of grandeur, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see something. Where the hell is it? Delusion of grandeur. Let's see. Boom. Grandeur delusions. So it says delusions of grandeur, also known as grandiose delusions, are common type of delusion that involve unshakable, unfounded beliefs in one's own superiority. That's absolutely the women. That's absolutely the women of America. That's going to be the name of the title. The women of America have delusion of grandeur. They have grand delusions, grandiose delusions. All right. So it says here is a persistent belief that one is a famous celebrity or holds a high position of power, even when lacking the evidence to support such claims. Yeah. So they're basically, they're brainwashed. They brainwash themselves. And really that goes back to the so-called white man, Esau Edom. He has put these women in a state of delusion of grandeur where they think that they are in a superiority position. And they're not. They're just little weak vessels that are really supposed to be. They're commanded to be in obedience, as saith the law, right? Well, no, what did the Lord say to the woman in Genesis 3? To the woman, he said, and your desire shall be for thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. You're not supposed to be calling no higher authority than your man. What do you think you're doing? You calling the police to what? Punish your head, your man, your protector, your provider? You wasn't saying that when you guys was, in the bed together. Now you're calling me for what reason? See, this is the crazy thing as far as the police is concerned. The police should say that. Listen, we're not going to deal with domestic anything. You got to deal with that. That's your husband. There used to be a time, like in David Goggins' book I was reading, when the police came to the house for him and his, back in the I think it was like the 60s or 70s, if they got called and there was a dispute amongst the husband and the wife, they didn't do nothing. They'd be like, all right, whatever. And I believe it goes back to something called the rule of thumb. You know what I mean? If you would hit or discipline your family with a stick no wider than your thumb, you were good to go. See, but nowadays they don't do that now because, evils are multiplied even further now at this current moment because it's the last days, right? When you go to the scripture, say perilous times shall come, right? Difficult times will come. This is now, 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, blasters. Like my mother used to say, ghetto blasters. Nick, don't be dealing with no ghetto blasters. That's my government name. Don't be dealing with no damn ghetto blaster women. Anyway, he say, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, see, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Okay, so these women, they are literally despisers of those that are good. That is absolutely the American woman. Really, the so-called black woman, Hispanic and Native American, with the ringleader being the so-called black woman. They're the ringleaders. All right, look at Glorilla and people like this, Megan Thee Stallion. Nobody's following no Spanish women in wickedness. They always put the so-called black woman up at the forefront so that all the other women follow. Now they're all doing music like them. All the dances are orchestrated from them. All the culture is basically controlled through the women. And that's another reason why they're poisoning, these women's mind with these delusions of grandeur, where they think that they're higher up than they are, when in reality, they're very weak physically and can be overrun immediately by a regular, simple person. Okay? On the streets. And they're going to find out, once this system collapses and men are not going to regard their princes or kings anymore and the decrees of them, they're going to find out how much that they really truly need a man. And then it's not going to be no more. We're not going to tolerate them. They're going to be rejected. The shoe's going to be in the other foot. So anyways, verse 4 says, 2 Timothy 3:4, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures, more than lovers of the Most High. That's women. That's the woman. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. Okay? And of course, men as well. Believe me. But again, the ringleader is the woman. Because she'll compass a man in these times. Basically, that's what she tried to do. She tried to circumvent her man. Tried to call the police. But it didn't work out.
Hey. Yeah, 1095%. Her? Yes.
Dang, can you get in the car?
Yeah, he said her. So he must have had some information that the other police officer was unaware of, because he saw a video of her assaulting the man. And now that's why she, who called the police to try to weaponize the police, and with her delusion of grandeur, again, because she thinks she's more powerful, nothing can touch her. She has a grandiose delusion of who she is, that pride, and she was caught on camera as a liar, a false witness, and speaketh lies. These are all the things the Lord hates, and we will be punishing very shortly.
All right, Jasmine.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a bad thing. You're going to be placed under arrest.
Why?
For simple battery.
What you mean?
See, this one of those crazy loca chicks, right? That probably got some good, what, but she's just a demon, and that's why you just gotta stay away from them. You gotta think with your big head. All right, you men out there, don't, like the scripture says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman, which I don't find her too attractive. She all right, but you say, stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. All right. So you got to sit back and objectively think. That's why a lot of times I used to bring all the women that I was dating home or smashing home to my mom when I was younger. Like, hey, Ma, this is my new girlfriend. And she was looking at him with a side eye because she don't look at him like that. She said, Nick, she no good for you. She no good. You know, that girl's a demon. And I was like, nah, man, she's straight. No, you think she's straight because you're trying to get with her. She's not. That's not a wife. All right, stay away from these women like this. All right?
Triple battery, sir.
Domestic.
What you mean domestic? Can I call?
It was on video.
Can I call? I got video too, though. I can show y'all.
You said nothing happened.
No, can I call my mom? Can I call my kids?
Yeah, because she lied. She lied and was caught in a lie, and that's why he felt compelled to place her under arrest. All right? Not only does he have it on camera, but she lied on top of that, which makes it worse. Had she just said, look, I put my hands on him because he really made me upset, you know, whatever. It's up to the cops' discretion, you know, due to honesty and things. They may have some type of clemency if they want. It's up to their discretion. But if the person really presses to press charges and says, no, it's on video, you have to do your job, then they have to make the arrest. But that would have been up to the cops' discretion. All right. So you women, you're in for a rude awakening. The Lord is going to definitely execute judgment upon you. All right. And when we judge these matters, you know, it's all spiritual. He that is spiritual judges all things, and he himself is judged of no man. All right. And that's about it. Shalom, brothers. On to the next one.